you talked a little bit about the strikes and the controversy around Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth?
I don't know anything about it. He said he did not say that, and I believe him 100%.
You don't know if there was
You're talking about the two men?
The second strike to kill the two men.
No, he said he didn't do it.
If there were a second strike that killed wounded people wounded in the first strike, are you thinking
number one,
that would be legal?
I don't know that happened. And Pete said he did not want them. He didn't even know what people were talking about. So we'll look into it. But no, I wouldn't have wanted that. Not a second strike.
So Donald Trump is now claiming he wouldn't have wanted the second strike. But reports indicate this is not the first time there has been a second strike. According to the Washington Post, the Defense Department told lawmakers that second strikes on these boats are done to eliminate any of the floating wreckage of these very, very small boats so that other ships at sea won't bump into that wreckage. Ships at sea, freighters, tankers, they wouldn't even notice that they'd hit that wreckage. They'd never know. That's how insignificant it is. Post reports the idea that wreckage from one small boat in a vast ocean is a hazard to marine traffic is patently absurd, and killing survivors is blatantly illegal, said Representative Seth Moulton, a Marine Corps veteran and vocal Trump critic who received a classified briefing from Pentagon officials on the strikes in late October with other members of the House Armed Services Committee. Mark my words, it may take some time, but Americans will be prosecuted for this. This is Seth Moulton speaking. Will be prosecuted for this either as a war crime or outright murder. That's what Seth Moulton said about it. There will be congressional investigations. The Republican chairman of the House and Senate Armed Services Committee have said that their committees will investigate this killing. Here are two Republican members of the House Armed Services Committee.
If it was as if the article said, that is a violation of the law of war. When people want to surrender, you don't kill them.
Obviously, if that occurred, that would be very serious, and I agree that would be an illegal act.
Senator Mark Kelly is a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee. He has publicly urged members of the United States military to refuse to follow illegal orders. He says he would not have followed the order to kill everybody.
Based on what CNN is reporting, what the Washington Post is reporting, do you believe if there was a second strike to eliminate any survivors, that constitutes a war crime?
It seems to. If that is true, if what has been reported is accurate, I've got serious concerns about anybody in that chain of command stepping over a line that they should never step over. We are not Russia. We're not Iraq. We hold ourselves to a very high standard of professionalism. And this is where I'm really troubled about this, is because I have so much respect for people in the United States Navy. I served in the Navy for 25 years, and there is no organization more professional than Navy SEALs. And they should be revered. And that's why I say I hope what I've heard about this strike is not accurate.
You mentioned that you were a captain in the Navy. If you received that order, would you have carried it out?
No.
If the Republican-run committees in the Congress do inadequate investigations, the Democratic-run congressional committees will finish the job. We are a year away from Democrats winning back the House of Representatives, according to all polls, which are worse tonight for Donald Trump and congressional Republicans than they were last week. And when the Democrats control the investigative power of the House Armed Services Committee, Seth Moulton, who is a member of that committee, his prediction that the truth will come out will be proven true. And Pete Hegseth will not be able to get away with statements like this.
I watched it live. We knew exactly who was in that boat. We knew exactly what they were doing, and we knew exactly who they represented. And that was Tren de Aragua, a narco-terrorist organization designated by the United States, trying to poison our country with illicit drugs.
There is zero evidence that a single word that Pete Hegseth just said about those people in the boat is true. Pete Hegseth killed 11 people that day, 9 with the first missile and 2 survivors clinging to the wreckage with the second missile.